For the desperate, they call me. I shamelessly popped up on anything and everything. My particular forte was those awful Talking Heads programmes. 250 quid for a couple of hours' work. I'll pop that in me bum bag, thank you very much. Look, money was money, and I was mercenary. I would talk about anything if the price was right. Well, if the price was 250 quid. Women's rights, the 60s, international terrorism, Spandau Ballet, you name it. I would appear and hold forth on these and other subjects till the cows came home. It didn't matter if I wasn't even born when the actual event happened. I would still say I was there and put in me 2 pence worth. Emily Davison told me she was going to throw herself in front of the King's horse at the Derby. I told her not to, but she wouldn't listen. Typical Emily. Who cares? I didn't, and neither did the producers, and neither did the 4 stoners watching at 3:15 in the morning. Like the way stand-up comedy had exploded in Manchester in the early 2000s, all of a sudden the growth of satellite channels had mushroomed, and there was this need for all the dead air to be filled. I guess I was in the right time, at the right place. Or maybe the wrong time and wrong place, depending on whether you want to make a living filling dead air. Now, we've all watched those before they were famous shows and thought, really? Shaking our heads and laughing as pre-celebrities down on their luck, dressed up as chickens for pasta sauce adverts, or were pulled out of a canal as a dead prostitute in Taggart. But the truth of the matter is, it pays the bills. It's only the snootiness of hindsight that makes you cringe. I was once a sperm on roller skates for a segment on teenage pregnancy. Sadly, I got cut from the montage as I couldn't roller skate and kept hanging on to one of the other sperm's tails. If we'd gone into an egg, we would have had twins. Of course, that would be looked back on now with an arched eyebrow and a grabbing of pearls, but I got paid more for that afternoon than I would have got working 4 days in the factory packing shampoo. Channel 4 had obviously seen something in me because they started using me more and more frequently, and I was often to be found on 8 out of 10 cats with my brother, Jimmy. Well, everyone else says that to me at least 8 times a day, so I might as well use it to top up my word count. The exposure from 8 out of 10 cats did wonders for my career. I started getting noticed in the street, and my stand-up ticket sales got a hearty boost too, all thanks to the wonders of television. Plus, it was a lot of fun to film, even though Sean Locke scared me. One night on the show, I ended up sharing the panel with the comedy legend that was Joan Rivers. In the dressing room, as I plonked myself down in the adjacent makeup chair, I was in awe, as I was a huge fan of hers. I was expecting an acerbic barrage of one-liners slagging off me cork wedges and cut-off denims, but instead I found a woman who was really sweet and supportive, almost motherly. Sadly, that was the only time I got to work with her. I would have loved to have had her on Chattyman, and we'd been making genuine inroads into getting her to appear on the sofa. Well, when I say inroads, we kept pushing the fee up. But she died before this appearance would come to fruition. Come to think of it, 2016 is turning out to be one of those awful years. We've already lost David Bowie, Sir Terry Wogan, Ronnie Corbett, Victoria Wood, Prince and Caroline Aherne at the time of me writing this, and summer is barely over. I don't know about you, but losing Victoria Wood and Prince on successive days hit me really hard, and by the time that gorilla was shot at that zoo for protecting that child, I was up to my eyeballs in muscle relaxant screaming, "Stop the world, I want to get off!" Just as I'd managed to process Victoria's death, here it was, breaking news that Prince had been found dead at Paisley Park, and I burst into tears again. If you've read my previous autobiography, you'll know I was a huge fan of both of theirs, especially Prince. I think my dad always saw my fixation with Prince as rubbing salt into the wound. Not only would I rather stay in my room and listen to music than be outside kicking a football around, but my favourite musician was someone who sang in falsetto, wore stillies and had a penchant for bumless trousers. Really? My poor father would come into my bedroom with a morning cuppa and see Prince on the wall, love sexy era, naked astride a very phallic-looking orchid. Well, it must have been hard. Oh, Prince will be sadly missed. I genuinely was a huge fan. I didn't just listen to Purple Rain on Smooth FM. I'm talking Dirty Mind, Love Sexy, Parade, Sign of the Times. I even listened to the rubbish ones like Graffiti Bridge. It's hard to explain to people who haven't seen him live just how magical it was. It was like a religious experience. I'd seen him only last year at an intimate gig in Coco with my friend Melissa, also a huge fan.